Heart attack, COVID-19, arthritis, university graduation, yay, I guess, 3 separate surgery, 1 skin infection, which all ties back to COVID-19. Why the heck am I still alive, you ask? Well, I'm glad you did. Let me tell you my life for the last 1 year. Please watch the video till the end to know the full story. First of all, let me clear it up. My father was the one who got the heart attack and not me. It's not like it makes it any less stressful, but I just want to clear that fact up. You don't have to worry about me. My mother died of a similar cause about 2 years ago, so you might imagine the absolute terror me and my little brother were in, but luckily we could get him to a hospital in time. Him being a hospital director helped. For about 2 weeks after that, me and my little brother, along with some really loving relatives, ran around all over the hospital and pharmacies buying the stuff that my dad needed. Yeah, the medical system in Bangladesh is not as robust as the first world countries, so we had to get some of the medicines and equipments ourselves. That wasn't a problem though. The main problem was that it was peak coronavirus season, like Delta wave, full on Delta wave from India, and the country, especially the capital, was on full lockdown. Every person I saw outside looked like a white walker to me, and I assume I did the same to them. Suspicions can really run deep in that kind of stressful situation for everyone. And also, the hospital where my father did his angioplasty, the process of fitting rings or stent into clogged veins or arteries in his heart, had a COVID ward. I don't know when, but some of the people that me, my little brother, or some of my relatives came across were obviously real white workers, meaning they were COVID positive, and it's really hard to blame them because so many COVID positive patients at that time were asymptomatic, meaning not patients at all, just infected. The worst part of it was that the COVID symptoms for us only started showing the moment my father was discharged from the hospital. You have to know that we all came back in the same ambulance. That very night, my little brother had to be hospitalized because of COVID-19. We were all getting ready for full rehabilitation of my father, but Satan obviously had other plans. My little brother, after testing, showed COVID positive. Then I showed COVID positive. After that, my father, who just recently had a major heart surgery, showed COVID positive. And my grandmother, my elderly grandmother, who was almost approaching 80 years of age, was living with us at that time. She came into contact with all 3 of us, and she also showed COVID positive. Prospects were not looking good. To be honest, on some levels, I was preparing for the worst case scenario. Faith was really hard to keep. But I am so glad that we have some people we could call really, really loyal and good friends. At that time, we employed 2 housekeepers around the house to take care of miscellaneous stuff. They had every right to leave us the moment they heard we had COVID-19, because at that time, COVID had a kind of leprosy-like reputation among the common folk. They didn't. And for the rest of my life, I will be grateful to them that they didn't. My grandmother, me, my father, and my little brother were quarantined on 4 separate rooms. We were really lucky because we could stock up on hand towels, antiseptic creams, antiseptic hand washes, and hand sanitizers. We also stocked up on a few big canisters of oxygen just in case, and they really came in handy because of my grandmother and my father. But even then, it was really painful. The hardest part wasn't actually worrying about the fate of my father or my elderly grandmother. It was coming to terms with my own mortality. Only someone who has gone through a similar experience will know what I am talking about. No taste, no sense of smell, no satiation. I had to eat what felt like cement and mud for 2 weeks. The days passed in a daze, but once again, I am so grateful to the people who helped us at that time. My uncle and 2 of my paternal aunts flew over from the other side of the country to take care of us. And finally, thankfully, we all lived. Yes, because we were all vaccinated. Okay? Vaccines work. And anybody who tells you otherwise is a dum-dum. I know that people have legitimate concerns about the efficacy of some vaccines and whether or not they have side effects. They do. But it is a lie to say that they do not save lives. They save lives. I am proof. My father, who had a heart attack and had a major surgery before contracting COVID-19, is proof. My elderly grandmother, a feeble woman who was approaching 80 years of age, is proof. I know people who died way younger than both of them, in their 40s, in their 50s, who were not vaccinated, who were apparently healthy otherwise, die. Vaccines work, remember that. But, well, the coronavirus didn't go away without complications. The worst hit, I think, is my grandmother, who is still suffering from some of the effects, but she can talk, she can walk, and that's all we hope for at this point. And she is getting better, so who knows? As for my brother and my father, they recovered even better than me. I think I'm the second person who was hit the hardest. I wasn't really physically fit, meaning I'm fat, so I wouldn't trust my immunity system that much. COVID-19 made it way worse. My eyesight dropped rapidly. About 3 years ago, I contracted uveitis, a kind of autoimmune disease. And after getting COVID-19, it made the effects from that time even worse. But it wasn't the final boss, not even the final boss. A few weeks after that, I got arthritis. Arthritis is also an autoimmune disease, and I'm sure that a lot of you guys are familiar with it because a lot of old people all over the world get it. An autoimmune disease is basically when the immune cells in our body get overexcited and start attacking the healthy cells, making things a million times worse. I seem to have a problem with immunity because of being fat and my really bad dietary habits. In any case, I wasn't able to move my right hip joint because of immense pain. Calcium deficiency, blah blah blah, stuff like that. It was freaking pain in the ass, and even when the doctors were trying milder forms of treatment for the first 2 months, I was on constant painkillers. My mental health plummeted alongside my physical health, and I even lost passion for cooking, which I never do. It was that bad. And then my university finals rolled along. And by finals, I mean my finals. I am a backlogger student, meaning I had to take some retakes, and these got postponed because of the coronavirus, and the university decided that that was the perfect time to take our exams. Of course, I'm being selfish here. Just because I had problems doesn't mean everybody else had problems. I had 5 retakes. I had to take my busted leg, travel 700 miles across the country to my university, study for exams, sit for exams, and pass. I did. It was not easy. It took about 5 months total for my legs to completely heal. By the time I could walk normally again, my university results were published and I passed with flying colors. Good fucking riddance. And as if to give me a middle finger when I was just starting to feel happy, do you want to guess what happened? Well, take a guess. Okay, I'm really bad at keeping secrets, so here goes. Another autoimmune disease. Yay! It's a form of psoriasis. It's a skin infection I mentioned at the start of the video. Mainly in my scalp. Yeah, it really did a number on my hair. I was bald before, but that was by choice. This hurts, not physically, but mentally. I also had another guest that decided to show his ugly head at the perfect imperfect moment. My wisdom teeth. My impacted wisdom teeth thought that it had enough and now it wanted to show the world what it was capable of. By that I mean giving me splitting headaches whenever I wanted to breathe, eat, drink, or even curse. So yeah, well, I went back into medication and healing and Gradually, my skin infections healed, except my hair, which will never grow back perfectly again, and my wisdom teeth were extracted. The two on my lower jaws, the ones on my upper jaws did not form, but it was not a nice experience. I don't know what the people on YouTube are talking about when they say wisdom tooth extractions feel nice. They're lying, people. It did not feel comfortable watching a guy in a ghost suit drilling into my jaws, okay? He did a good job though, and the teeth or the holes in my jaw are healing well. No more pain either. In any case, I feel like the last year was my biggest adventure in the worst possible way. It was even worse than the year that my mother died, and I don't even know how the fuck that was possible. I guess lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, unable to twitch even a muscle, makes you think about your life, about your death, about your relatives, family, your own mortality, and what the fuck you even want to do in life. I won't say I was enlightened or have found some kind of grand meaning, but I think I have changed. I don't know if it's for the bad or for the good, but I have changed. For one thing, I have started taking diet, healthcare really seriously. I've already cut about 4 kilograms just last month, only by cutting off all the soft drinks I drink. And I think I'll go further still, cutting off the KFCs and the Burger Kings. You might even say I started self-improvement. I'm lucky that I still have a family to support me. Yes, I still live with my parent, and I know that in some Western countries this is stigmatized, but as for me, I really pity those people who don't have this childish privilege any longer. I won't go for job hunting or higher studies for 1 more year at least, and I have decided to invest all this time, and I mean all this time, into self-improvement such as meditation or exercise until I at least have an acceptably fit body. I don't think I can get shredded, but I think I can get a hell a lot healthier than I am right now at 88 kilograms. I mean, if I had a penny for every time a doctor told me to lose my weight and my weight was behind everything that was unhappy and sad in my life, then I would have like, I don't know, $2, but that's still hundreds of times. Okay, not maybe hundreds of times, but at least tens of times, which is still a lot. Because they were right. Fuck body positivity and all those fat propaganda. I'm a fat guy, and I'm telling you, it will kill you. It almost killed me. I was miserable, and I'm not talking about mental health. I'm talking about this body feeling pain, back-to-back diseases for 1 whole year, all of which, most of which could have been avoided if I just sat right, walked right, ate right. Well, if literal death staring me in the face does not change me, then I don't really know what will, so I will take this chance. I did buy a gym membership, but I'm still healing from one of the surgeries I mentioned at the start of the video. It will take 2 or 3 more weeks to really get into it. I hope that as cringy, I really hope that you won't mind me posting some of the self-improvement and personal development tips that I will learn along the way onto my YouTube channel. I will also post art Sanctum stuff eventually, maybe regularly too. I don't know. It depends on my schedule, but I will definitely get back into it. I hope you guys really won't mind. I'll be really glad if you can also join me in this journey, because I really need the motivation, the criticism, and the accountability. I'm too embarrassed to ask friends and family in real life to do this, so I hope that online strangers won't mind. Well, that's it. I don't really want to make this video any longer. It's hella long just for an update video. Basically, that's what happened to me in the last fucking year, okay? All the fucks that happened. I wouldn't really say it was a miserable experience. I mean, it was, let's be honest, but it was also eye-opening. Oh, and for anyone that's wondering what the third surgery was, well, you know, it's down there, you know, snip, 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 snip. that kind of stuff. Yeah. I reckon that I will never have as much free time that I do right now. So I thought, what the heck? Let's just, get all the fucking cutting and surgeries and, Dr. Jekyll and, Jack the Ripper shit out of the way. I also have a less chance of developing certain kinds of cancer, which is nice. And that's why I can't really go to the gym with, that. That's it. Bye.